I'm about to kill somebody. Keep it calm. I'm gonna kill somebody. No, it's okay. It's all right.
So you were thinking that while you were handing them the tea. What happened next?
Wonderful people.
Welcome back to...
Sorry, Amma. I married a Kiwi.
You what?
Oh, shoot. Is that... Did I spoil another story again?
There's been so many spoilers.
You know, one of our friends, a fan, actually brought that up to me the other day and was like, Emasha, stop spoiling Sam's stories. So I have got complaints, so... Loud and clear.
She's a key member of the fan base, so really got to watch ourselves.
Yeah, I'll stop spoiling. I'll try stop spoiling the stories Sam is trying to say.
Welcome to part 2 of The Proposal.
Okay.
As it's commonly known.
So, the part 2 of The Proposal.
Yes.
Am I going to spoil it too?
Part 2 of The Proposal, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, have we?
I think we have spoiled it big time.
Okay. Well, I think you guys have had enough fun pre-banter. I'll just let Emasha get into the real juicy stuff. Oh, I forgot my going back in time sound.
Didn't we just decide that it's you sound like you're crying?
Going back.
I think you need to work on your memory.
We have a minimal budget for this podcast. I think our AV team is just me making weird noises.
Okay. Anyways, where did we stop last week?
So you told an amusing early proposal story, and then you went right into the depth of it with you getting to the house and realizing it was being set up for somebody's imminent arrival, and you weren't too happy, and then you had a conversation with Amma about that. I think we're up to there.
Yes, when we had the conversation, she told me, remember I was telling you about that guy that I think he's going to be a good match for you. So I had a conversation with their parents, so they're coming tomorrow. And I was like, what?
That's an exact quote from Emasha.
Yep.
She's like, that's crazy, bro.
No.
I was like, No, it was more dramatic than that.
It was very more dramatic than that. So I don't know how to describe how dramatic it was. I'll tell the story what happened, but at the same time, you know how Sam does. So if all the listeners know that Sam would go through his phone and then like try to jog his memory and get all the information. I was thinking of doing that today too. It was like, okay, let me just like jog my memory, think what actually happened through my communications with my friends, like what I have told them and stuff. Obviously, it's not going to explain exactly what I was going through or like what I felt. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? It's going to be a lot of triggering stuff there. So I'm not going to do that.
And it's also like made it a bit hard to sit down and do these podcasts, right? Like we're here on a weeknight and we kind of have to dive into something which is, you know, probably like one of the most painful memories, right?
Yeah. Probably the most painful time of my existence. Oh, that's deep. That was too hard. Sorry. This is supposed to be comedic.
This is letting you know that it was dramatic.
It is dramatic and like want to talk about it, and will be talking about it, but at the same time getting into it is a little bit harder than I expected. So I'm just going to do this with my memory that, you know how like your memory is how you remembered it last time. Have you heard of that?
Only because you told me this recently.
Oh, okay. So apparently, don't quote me on this. So if something happened a year ago, you're not remembering exactly what happened a year ago. You remember what you remembered the last time when you were thinking about it. Make sense?
Say that one more time.
Okay. So if something happened, let's say last Sunday, something happened, and then you remembered exactly how it was on Monday, but on Tuesday you remembered what you remembered on Monday, not what exactly happened.
So it's like a game of whispers that it gets distorted as it goes round and round.
Yeah. So since I'm not going to be thinking exactly what happened, I'm going to tell this story from my memory, which means it probably won't be exactly word to word.
All disclaimers out of the way.
Yes. Right. So I had a pretty conversation with Amma, and then they were not ready to back down in a way that, I mean, they have already talked to these people. They're out of town. It's not like you can just like, hey, don't come. Something came up, sort of thing.
Do you know how long a drive it was?
They were from Colombo.
Okay.
So
it's like almost a 5-hour round trip.
Yes. So it's kind of like if you go to Thames. Yeah. Like somebody
no
from
longer.
Thames.
It's an hour and a half to Thames. It's like 2.5 between Colombo and your hometown. Right.
That is true, even with the motorway. That's true. Look at you.
Sorry,
just telling how it's
Mr. Sri Lankan travel agent man. That's what they call me.
I was like, where are you going with this? Anyways.
Nowhere.
So they were already planning to come, so they couldn't make changes. Plus, one thing I got to know is that he is so apparently, I hope I'm not giving anything away. Apparently his sister was in New Zealand already. So that's why Amma thought this is a good match for me, because he was planning to go to New Zealand as well. And he has a family here, like sister and her partner, I guess.
And again, sweet of Amma to factor that in.
Yeah, she always wanted me to have, if I am going to be living in somewhere else, not Sri Lanka, she always thought about like, hey, you need to have more family there, and like, isn't this nice? Like you're gonna have like your sister-in-law living in there as well, so it's not just like you and him or like some other whatever the partner I'm gonna end up with. So she has factored so many things into this conversation, into this decision. But for me, at this point, I'm like, I told you not to. So regardless of how good this is or how many factors you factored in, I'm not okay with it. But at the same time, as I said last week, I'll be a good girl. I'll see how I'll just like let it play out. So the next day, Roland, they came to the house. It was his mother and father and himself. I can't even, honestly, even if I try, I can't remember his face or his name. Did I tell you what his name was?
No, I just call him my nemesis.
I mean, poor guy.
He seems like a lovely poor guy who's mixed up in the middle of something he did not know about, but my nemesis.
He was a very nice guy, to be honest, although I can't remember his name or the face or whatever.
Never have I had such a bitter rival.
He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But one thing I remembered was he was a nice guy. I honestly remember that. We had a good conversation.
It's kind of amazing that I am riddled with COVID in the middle of a clinical medical experiment for like untested drugs on the floor, like, you know, of this deliberated shower, and somehow I'm the guy at the right time in the right place. You wouldn't think that being there at the time, but really, I was the lucky one.
You had to bring that up, didn't you?
It's kind of beautiful. Sorry, continue.
It is actually kind of beautiful. And is there a saying like, no, I was thinking of butterfly effect. That's not it.
It's called the medical guinea pig effect, I think.
Whatever it is.
So we don't know his name.
We don't know his name. I can't remember what he looks like. But anyways, so they came home. And normally, so I'll paint you a picture. In Sri Lanka, when a proposal, so the first visit of a proposal happens with the groom, to-be groom, and then the groom's parents, and then family, probably sisters and brothers, or like an older auntie, older uncle, and all that kind of stuff. So they normally come to a house, and then the girl is normally like inside the house. They don't show the girl straight away, bride-to-be. They don't show the bride-to-be straight away.
Surprise!
Yeah, so you just like, wait, everybody goes, introduce each other, like meet the two families, and then the bride-to-be is in a room, like without coming out straight away. And also you normally would wear like a kandiyan or a sari, like full makeup on, or like, you know, just like a little bit like dolled up.
This is kind of making me think of our friends who've done like house auctions where they say they're weirdly in one room and like the owner of the house is in another room, and then they like someone runs back and forth between them. Like you're just the girl is just kept siloed in this room during this event which entirely concerns her.
It is so funny when you think about it. There are so many similarities. Oh God! Oh, what a conundrum. So the girl doesn't see the guy straight away. So she's normally inside a room for a little while until everybody gets to know each other. And then, like, dramatically, someone is like, so probably the mother of the bride would be like, "I'll bring the daughter out," and then, like, she walks to the room, and then the girl comes out.
I wish they could see that smile that you just did.
Yeah, you have to be, like, very nice and, like, polite. Don't look up too much. Don't laugh loudly. Like, you know, girls are told to be, like, quiet and polite and, like, don't smile with your teeth or whatever, the things that you were told. So all of that rubbish. So, you know, they would come. So the bride would normally come out with a, I don't know how to explain that. I don't know if you saw that in the wedding. So you have you got the opportunity to know the importance of betel leaves in our culture.
Yes, and I do enjoy throwing those. Like, I got to, yeah.
So
respectfully,
in the betel leaves, so you have like a platter of betel leaves, and that's what bride normally walks out with to meet the groom's side. And then, you know, I don't know exactly whether you're supposed to go to the parents of the groom first or the groom, but I have seen, I'll find some videos and I'll show you, like, it's still, people do that and people are very proud about it, which I'm not technically, but
because also when you go to give, like, invitations to a wedding, they usually hand a betel leaf. That's part of it as well.
Yes, right? Definitely. But in this situation, there's actually like a particular tray designed for it. So you have a tray with like a little thing that just like makes it stand. So you just walk to the groom's parents and the groom, and then like just kind of like give it to the like stand in front of them, and then like one of them will take a betel leaf out, and then traditionally you're supposed to worship the mother and the father of the groom and the groom straight away. So you just like bow them. And then you just like quietly, nicely sit in a corner and you don't really get engaged in the conversations. You just like look out.
In the corner.
Exactly. And make like, you know, just like you can look at the group, but you have to be like very like,
I'm so coy.
Babe,
I'm shy.
I wish we were doing this online, like on video, because we both are doing so many crazy faces right now. Oh dear.
Oh my gosh, babe, I'm shy. I'm just going to stay in the corner. Oh my God, I can't even.
So, disclaimer, I did none of these things. I was in the back of the house. I was like, I just obviously didn't want to meet any of these people. And I'm like, oh God, I can't do this. And then like Sammy was with me, I think.
Sammy, the little brother?
Yes, Sammy, the little brother.
The big little brother.
Yeah.
He's not a child, he's...
So for me, he's younger, so younger brother. So Sammy and I were in the back of the house, and then my sister-in-law was there as well. So I think mom and dad, Amma and Tata, and my older brother went to say hi to them and then like welcome them to the house. They all came and sat down in the living room. And I was like, I'm not going to go in front of like to anybody with the betel leaves, okay? That ain't happening. And Amma was like, are you good? Like the day before, I think she's like, I think you should be wearing some like a nice dress or something, like a sari or something like that. I'm like, hell no, I can't put a dress. That's the max I'm going to do. So I put on a dress and I said, I think I just, so they were just chatting away for a few minutes. And then I think I walked in with a tray of like teas. You normally serve teas in a tray. Like I haven't seen that particularly in New Zealand, but that's kind of like definitely a thing in Sri Lanka. You just walk out with a tray full of tea.
I can testify this does happen.
Yeah. So that's what happened. So it's like there's no bridal thing going on. It's just like I just normally walks out with a tray full of teas. So I walked to them. I just gave them the tea.
Just before that, I'd say, like, I can't imagine that you've gone from, like, if I can say, like, literally raging, like, inside and out raging that you've been put in this position, and then you suddenly have to go out and put on your nice face as if you're open to a potential marriage proposal. Like, that's the biggest 180 I think anyone can be expected to try and, like, act their way through, right?
It is, and I don't know how I did it, but at the same time, I'm not surprised that I did it. Because I don't know. It was just like, there's so much respect for my parents. I don't want, even though like I was tremendously mad at them, it was not the time to put them shame them in front of somebody. And at the same time, I know for a fact they're not doing this out of spite, or that they have any ill will against me, or they just like, oh, like, you know, like, oh, a girl she's too old, we need to get her out of the house. Like, they had none of those things. To be fair for Amma, I was ready for marriage for a long time at that point, and I was like, we had, as I said, like, she was my best friend. I had so many conversations with her, and we have talked about these, like, oh, why haven't I found my person yet? And like, we have, like, it's not like like randomly the minute I just turned, let's say 21, it's like, you're an adult, like, how dare, like, you need to get married and have kids. Like, it was not that. So I had so much respect for my parents for being so understanding of that. I know when you say that, it doesn't really sound like, it's like, what do you mean it's 2025 we live in? But at the same time, people are just, you know, people live in their own world still to the date. Like, from an example, what we talked like last week, like, or the week before, there are people who still have those kind of mindsets.
And it speaks to your love for them hugely, I think. Like, you've obviously been stuck in a rock and a hard place with that. You felt a lot of anger at those expectations and that, but I think, like, there's lots of situations where you're willing to say, okay, this wasn't okay, but the fact that you didn't go into that room with the proposal because you were forced into it. Like you say, you could have just shamed them and just not participated.
Or I could just go in front of them and then, like, yell at them. It's like, or didn't have to yell, can be like, sorry, have a boyfriend, or like, sorry, I'm not ready for this marriage. They arranged it without my knowledge. Please get out of my house.
And I feel like I might have gone and been nice in that situation purely because I hate awkward situations, which I've definitely got myself into trouble with before. But like, you did it purely out of love, which was, you know, love and some, you know, being forced into the situation as well, but a little percentage.
Yeah.
But was that the first time you've obviously had proposals and phone calls, but you don't think you'd ever had someone come to the house for a proposal?
I think this is the second time. The first time was the guy who wanted me to cook and clean.
Oh, that was an in-person one.
Yeah, that was in person. Okay. I met him, I think, the day after or 2 days after my cousin's wedding. I happened to be in Sri Lanka suddenly for the wedding, and I was like, oh, great. I'll get them to come meet you.
But I guess that still adds like another, like, even though you expect there maybe to be a few proposals before you find the person, it's still meant to be like a special moment. So I guess that's just like an added factor that it was meant to be a happy thing. And
oh no, there was no glimpse, like, there was no a glimpse of happiness anywhere to be found in my brain. It was just like, I'm about to kill somebody. Keep it calm. I'm gonna kill somebody. No, it's okay. It's all right.
So you were thinking that while you were handing them the tea, what happened next?
Like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just like throw you this tea.
I'm just imagining the rattle, tea flying everywhere. You're smiling through gritted teeth.
You know how, like, in those movies, like, sometimes it shows us, like, the other possibility that could have happened.
Yeah,
just, like, walk in with the tea and then just, like, throw the whole tea tray at the people. And they're like, what? And they just, like, run away. I just run after them yelling, get out!
You invited us.
And the guy in the corner be like, what is happening, Mom?
I'm a nice person. Why am I Sam's nemesis now?
Oh my God. Okay.
So you had the tea.
I didn't expect us to have fun in this episode, but I'm glad we are.
Me too.
So anyways, what happened? So I just gave them the tea. They had it, and then, like, obviously, the next part of a normal proposal situation is that the parent, so both the families try to make leave the couple alone for them to have a little chat, which is very nice. It's the saddest thing. It's like, I
So
think
generous.
that's a really nice thing to do. But for some couples, that might be the only time they actually get to have a one-on-one time.
Before the wedding. That's
Before the wedding. That
crazy.
is unbelievable. I mean, not before the wedding technically, because most of the couples, at least nowadays, they just get to do wedding tasks together. But then obviously that would be the first, like, or the most they would to get one-on-one before they actually agree to marry the person, you know?
What's really interesting is where, as you may know, where me and Emasha are addicted to Love is Blind,
Yes.
which is a great reality show. In my in my vows, spoiler, I promised to never watch an episode of Love is Blind without Emasha, so it's kind of written in stone. But the concept for that is they talk, there's like a wall separating them from the person, and they talk for like 3 days, across 3 days, over quite a few hours about different things. And then they make a decision purely based on that connection without having seen them physically about whether they'll get engaged or not. And that might seem like, it's such a crazy experiment is the way they pitch it, but that's way more time than a lot of Sri Lankans get.
It's way more time and way more time to to get to know somebody, and like you don't have to see the face, like you get to see the person's soul, which is what matters, or at least like whether what they want in life. Like, do you want to live here? Do you want to go to another country? Do you want to like do you want to have kids? Like, very important. I guess I hope people just have those conversations, at least in this one-on-one scenario.
And what's scary is we see in Love is Blind how, like, at the reunions, some of these relationships have detonated terribly because you can still be in that kind of love bombing, high in a cloud honeymoon mindset for, quite a few months, into marriage. So, yeah, the fact that in Sri Lanka you have even less time maybe to prep yourself for that.
Yeah.
I think we said your brother, he went on like three dates or saw the person 3 times.
I think he told you that. Yeah, I think 3 or 4 times. I can't remember. I can ask him.
And they're very happy, which
They're
is
very
beautiful.
happy, which is very lovely. I have witnessed so many proposal situations because
Because you were just standing around in their house and you happened to...
no, my father, my dad has 5 sisters, younger
Right.
sisters. So
How many siblings does your dad have total again?
he's 1 out of 10. So it's a big family.
I think my granddad was one of 16, so...
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So dad is the third in the family. So he has like 4 younger sisters. And I remember when a groom comes to the house to see one of those aunties, it's just like chaos, and like people just like make food and like be ready for the whole thing. And so it's a whole thing. So because of that, I had experience, but I'm trying to remember whether I have ever witnessed it being not awkward. But because it's always awkward, they want the couple to have a little chat, be generous, just have have a little conversation and they
The
share
weather
your
is
thoughts.
gorgeous today. How about that rain?
I guess that's how you would start. I don't know. I'm a chatterbox, but I guess anybody, even if it's a chatterbox, will just like freeze all of a sudden. You have never met this person. Like, what are you going to talk? So, yeah, normally parents would leave the living room, or like if they are having some food in the dining table, they would just leave the couple in the dining table and then be like, shall we just leave these kids to have a little conversation, and then like, let's move into the other room. And that's how I have seen.
So smooth.
Very smooth. So I can't remember what happened particularly in this scenario, but I think we went out. I think I said, let's go out and have a chat or something like that. I'm a modern woman,
Come on, let's rip off the Band-Aid.
So we walked out to the porch, like the in front of our house, we have a big, do you call it a porch or a corridor, or
I
it's
don't
a
actually
patio?
know. Maybe it's a patio.
Yeah.
It's a porch that's on the ground. It's on the ground level.
It's that's my favorite place in the house. Like, you have a beautiful swing chair and all that kind of jazz. So
Gardeny.
yeah,
Nice.
You have a mango tree, you have a coconut tree in the background, you have birds singing,
little
and then
squirrels
you have squirrels. Yeah. So it's a lovely place. But anyways, we had a conversation about probably started with weather. I don't know. Or what do you want to do? And then just quickly jump to what do you want to do in life, I guess. I honestly can't remember what we talked about. It was a pleasant conversation. I was kept thinking, this poor guy has no idea how much I'm hating him right now. And like, he doesn't deserve that hate whatsoever. And as I said, he was in the wrong place in the wrong time. We talked about Buddhism as well, I think. I talked about, he was very interested in meditation and Buddhism and that kind of stuff. And he was saying that he has applied to come to New Zealand. I don't know whether he ended up coming here. I don't know. Maybe he has. And he said he's excited to be with his sister and sister's family and this kind of stuff. That's all I remember from that conversation. And then we went back in, and then they all had conversations, and the mother and the father of that boy was very nice too. So after all those conversations are done, I don't think they were there for that long. It was not like a lunch or a dinner kind of thing. It was just like they were there for tea. So there were a few sweet treats and stuff to like a pre-tea snacks, and then they had a tea, and then they were on their way.
How long was the entire affair?
I don't know, probably 2 hours, 3 hours, I want to say max. I honestly can't remember. But once they left, that's when the actual drama began.
Here we go.
I don't want to take it to another day, even though we are almost in the 28th.
I do. I want to just keep the proposal going.
No.
Part 26.
Let me rip off the Band-Aid. I'm not gonna take this to a next episode.
Having said that, I think the potato top pie is in the oven, and that top might be getting pretty crispy.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Just kidding. Go ahead.
I was like, Sam, don't do this to me. The potato can go to hell.
Emotions are important, but think of the potato.
Okay. What happened was, so once they left, I just stormed into my room. I just slammed my door and closed it. And I was just like in my room, like obviously crying, I guess.
You're on the floor.
Probably.
On the floor.
That's where I'm normally. That's where you find me normally.
Was it literally the minute the family walked out?
Yeah. I was like, I'm done. I have done my part, people. And then just like walked out. My room is upstairs, and I just like closed my door. And I think Amma sent Aya as a diplomat to talk to me.
That's older brother.
Yeah, older brother. He's the one who comes to rescue most of the time when I'm just throwing a tantrum.
He's the poor guy who always has to be the sensible one.
So Aya came, knocked on the door. I'm like, just get lost. I don't want to talk to anybody. He was like, no, just open the door. Let's have a chat. I'm like, no, just no. Man, the feelings. There were so many feelings.
Chuti epa. Sorry, the cat's drinking Emasha's tea again. Chuti enna.
She's trying
to. Pusa.
Sam is showing off his singer now.
Just a little bit. But she responds so well to it.
She does. She's smart.
And she's drinking the Sri Lankan tea, so there you go. So I also, back in New Zealand in the clinic, I felt really bad because I had my phone right beside the bed. We're all kind of sleeping in like hospital ward style, so there's only thin curtains between the beds, and I missed, for whatever reason, the phone must have been silenced that moment, like the one time it was silenced, because I remember waking up at 6 a.m. or something and seeing all the missed calls and all your messages.
Oh, I forgot that.
It was like...
You just abandoned me in my most important moment, Sam. How dare you?
We say it as a joke, but I kind of did. It was like literally, I was so, like, it was so heartbreaking knowing that you'd just gone through that and I hadn't been there to instantly pick up. Like, yeah.
That's okay.
I was pretty shattered by that.
I just picked my own pieces up from the shattered floor and then just pieces them back together. I'm fine.
I think I did start messaging you maybe because I remember you saying that then by that point Aya and Sammy were both there with you.
Yeah, I think so Aya came to the room and I was like, okay, I understand you guys are doing, like, he was trying to explain to me, it's like, why are you acting this way? Because Aya obviously had no idea.
He was genuinely confused, right?
He was genuinely confused. He had no clue about this whatsoever. So he's like, what? This is not a big, I mean, he got married through a proposal. So for him, it's not a big deal whatsoever.
He didn't know about Sam.
He didn't know about Sam. And I have had a proposal, like, I have went through this process before, and I didn't throw a tantrum at that point. So he was like, what is going on? Are you like...
It's kind of not fair that Amma sent him as diplomat when he's entirely unbriefed on the mission. You don't know what you're walking into.
Oh, poor guy. And I just told him, like, look, I don't think that's fair. Like, even if I don't have somebody in my life, like, it's just so unfair that you guys think even when I told not to do this, to like violate my rights like that. That's how I felt. And as an advocate of human rights, somebody who studied human rights, and somebody who wanted to work protecting other people's human rights.
He's a strong advocate for women's rights.
Yeah, I was about to get to that, like specifically women's rights. It felt like a massive slap on the face. I think that's what... Otherwise, I wouldn't actually have minded it. I would have been like, well, okay, I'll just talk to the guy. It's cool.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, Amma thought it was the right way to just kind of gently step you into it.
Yeah.
Not entirely.
So I guess we both didn't act... I don't want to say we both acted in good faith, but in not good actions, not the best actions, I would say.
So, what was Sammy's reactions like? Because Sammy was brief, like we'd met each other on video call.
He was fairly. I mean, he would listen to this, but I don't think he was that helpful at that time. I mean, he's the youngest of the family. He doesn't have much of a say to like just like make a massive fuss over that.
He just wants to try and keep the peace off everyone.
He was, yeah. He was trying to keep the peace. But when Aya came there and we had I was just like trying to explain to him like how frustrated I was, how betrayed I felt and all that. And he was like, but why are you thinking that's a problem? And I told him, it's like, I met somebody. I think
I actually remember the exact wording of that. Because you retold it to me after that. She's like, oh no, you're like, oh no, I can't tell you. He's like, no, you can tell me. And you're
yes,
like,
yeah.
You wouldn't understand.
Yeah, I was like, he's like, what do you mean? What's the problem? Like, I don't want to tell you because you're not gonna understand. And he's like, I will understand. I was like, you are a very traditional man, and there's no way you're going to understand. And he's like, no, you think I'm traditional because I just like my life looks traditional, but I'm not a traditional man. You can't tell me anything. And that's when I told him. What did I tell him?
Well, what if I told you that I met a white guy?
Exactly. Yes, I told him. Man, you have a great memory.
I feel like I was there. It was so vividly described to me. And I can imagine like when you call that situation where you've been like, yeah, I can be open-minded, and they throw something massive at you. You're like, okay, now I have to pretend to be super open-minded.
It's like, I have to be chill now. I guess I'm chill. Yep, sure. White guy, you say? Okay.
It's like, I could be open.
So he was like, okay, all right, let's discuss. Let's calm down. Let's see what we can do about it. So
good guy, that Aya.
Yeah. So he kind of calmed the situation. I ended up crying, and he just was like consoling him. I was like hugging him and crying, and then he's like, let's just calm down, and then like let's just see how we go. And he tried to talk some sense into me, and I was not being very understanding.
he was kind of reaching the idea of like how the best way to handle it with parents was, right? He's don't throw this at the parents. Like, you've got to be strategic. Yes.
So his idea is that you understand this is going to be a big deal for and Tata. You can't just throw something like this at them and then expect them to be okay with overnight. So let's be patient and then talk to them slowly, patiently. So that's where we're going to end today.
That was good advice. That was, but I don't know. I wasn't there, but I have this vivid image of you like crying on the floor, and I and Sammy there, and me just useless back in New Zealand.
Sleeping your ass off.
I had COVID and untested drugs in my system.
Oh dear. No, and then Sammy came to the room as well, and all three of us were he was trying to calm me down, and he was like, don't cry, it's okay, and he was half crying as well. We were just, yeah.
He's always very supportive of the crying. He'll always be there in solidarity.
Yeah. Yeah, I love my brothers. They're very understanding, and they're always there for me.
They're the best people. I'm so glad you had both of them there. But I'm really sorry that happened.
That's okay. Things happen, man.
It's much easier when you have a few years of
Yeah, I'm glad we
distance.
didn't start recording this like right away or like the next year. That would have been very, very hard to
It would have been
talk
4 hours of
about.
crying from both of us. And not knowing how long the podcast would be running either would have been pretty nerve-wracking.
No, I don't think I would have been able to handle that. Okay, so as Sam mentioned, the potatoes are crisping. We should get going.
Yes, potatoes.
Alrighty, guys. See you next week then.
Next week we're going to talk about, I guess, the aftermath of the proposal.
Yep, we are.
Maybe the other amusing...
I think there's a little bit more left in the tail of the proposal story. But
We'll see you next time for the proposal part 3, the tale of the proposal.
Love that. Alrighty. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. See you next week.
See ya.